Soma.
And I'm Kelli.
And we're Ladies in the Locker Room. We're live here at the Georgia Tech and Georgia Tailgate Party.
We're in the parking lot of Varsity in Midtown Atlanta. Hi, I'm Kelli, and coming up next on Ladies in the Locker Room is the battlefield with Hattie Lemon. Which team will win, Georgia or Georgia Tech?
Okay, we're back live at the Georgia Tech game, and I'm with some great fans out here. I've got Georgia and I've got Georgia Tech. We're gonna play the battlefield. Which fan knows about their team? My first question is, who do you think from your team will go in the draft this year? Anybody know?
Yeah, it's Jeff Owens, 95.
Jeff Owens, 95 from Georgia. How about you?
I'm going to say Jonathan Dwyer, running back.
Jonathan Dwyer, running back. Next question. How many players from your team has won a Heisman Trophy? Anybody know?
Yeah, got two, Frank Sequich and Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker, wait a minute. The New Jersey Generals. That's right.
Trumple.
Trumple. Okay. Which team has the... Okay, we're back on the battlefield. All right, guys. Which team has the most rushing yards this year?
I'm going to go ahead and go say Georgia Tech.
Any idea how many?
I'm going to go say over probably 3,000 at least.
3,000 at least, okay. Which team has the most passing yards?
Dogs. We got AJ Green. They don't throw the ball.
AJ Green, you heard that. Now, this rivalry has been around for a long time. Anybody have any idea when it started?
I'm going to say when the Pilgrims came over, probably 1492 at least.
When the Pilgrims came over. Wrong answer. Okay. Do you have an answer?
When the state stopped being a penal colony.
When the state stopped being a penal colony. Wrong answer. The answer is 1893. Now, I hear that there's a beef going on between Georgia and Georgia Tech, where Georgia is saying something about they actually won more than Georgia Tech. And anybody know about that?
Yeah. Record books did.
Well, what does the record book say?
56, 39, and 4.
56 to 39. So, okay, let me see. Which team has the winningest record overall?
I'm going to go ahead and say
Georgia
Tech. Just go out on a limb and say Georgia Tech.
Do you agree with that?
This year, yeah.
No, not this year. Overall.
Georgia.
Do you agree with that?
No, I do not. I think Georgia's had a bunch of losing years, and now just recently they started to come back.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me see. We talked about our players. Now let's talk about today's game. Who do you think is going to win today's game and why? We're going to start over here.
The Dogs are going to win the tailgate.
The Dogs will win the tailgate. And how about you?
I'm going to say Tech's going to win the game just because Georgia doesn't have a quarterback.
Tech's going to win the game because Georgia doesn't have a quarterback. Well, guys, we're out here live. We're tailgating live today at the Georgia Tech game. This is Hattie. Fans, tell everybody who you are.
Jonathan from Georgia Tech.
And you?
Brian Smith, recruiter dog.
All right, we're with Brian and Jonathan. We'll be right back with Ladies in the Locker Room.
And we're back. We're here at the Georgia Tech Tailgate Party, and I'm here with Tom from J&G Barbecue. Tom, what do you think about the game today? What's your prediction?
Oh, we're cooking. Georgia Tech's rolling, and it's going to be a big jacket victory.
Yeah, and you smells good. What are you cooking, Tom?
Right now we're warming up with some shrimp, but we got some great ribs coming up. J&G Barbecue. I'm really to North Carolina. You know, North Carolina is the only place that really knows how to make
Okay, great. That's J&G Barbecue in North Carolina. Thank you, Tom. Enjoy the game.
All right, thank you.
You're watching Ladies in the Locker Room.
All Georgia Tech fans from Johnson City, Richmond. All righty. We have lots of Georgia Tech fans all over. All right. Go Georgia Tech.
Go Georgia Tech.
We're here with Ladies in the Locker Room. I'm Kelli, and I'm here with Donnell. Donnell, we are out here at this tailgate party. Please tell us, who do you think is going to win, Georgia Tech or Georgia?
By far, I believe Georgia Tech has this sewed up already, even though the game hasn't started yet. But they've had a very impressive season, and they've played very well on both sides of the ball. even special teams. I see them winning by a good margin. I don't know if that's certainly going to happen. In college football, it's different. It's funny. You know, no matter who's playing, the stakes are always high because it could go either way. All it takes is one crazy move, one fumble, one interception, one sack. Anything can cost the favorite team the game. I've seen it happen a lot.
Great, we're back, and we're here with one of our biggest Georgia Tech fans, Linda. So Linda, how long have you been a Georgia Tech fan?
Since I was born. My daddy graduated from Georgia Tech in 1954. My brother in 84. I was born in 62. I knew the Tech song, fight song, by the time I was 3 years old.
Wow, that's great. So they're playing Georgia tonight, and you know Georgia's won 7 out of 8 games. What's your prediction tonight?
Well, I tell you, 7 out of 8 games, but we've got the momentum. We have Paul Johnson. That's the difference. Paul Johnson's got class. He has momentum. He has the brains, and I'm sorry, but tonight is our night. It's 2 years in a row. Go Jackets.
You heard that live from Linda, one of the biggest Georgia Tech fans. Go Jackets!
Go Jackets!
Woo! And this is Soma from Ladies in the Locker Room.
You got that right there? Y'all ready?
Georgia Tech game, and now this is our favorite part of the show where we do our predictions. So we're going to start in a second here. We're going to start with Soma. We're going to find out what does Soma think? Who's going to win the Georgia Tech game? Soma, what are your thoughts?
You know, we're playing in Georgia Tech, and they're the number 7 team in the nation. So I'm going to go with Georgia Tech. The reason why is the triple option offense. Let me tell you, Bear Bryant from Alabama did it, and they won national championship. So I have this feeling that Georgia Tech this year is probably going to go all the way. Up to the bowl. They are second in yards rushing. This offense is phenomenal. And I know we're also in Georgia Tech land, and they do have a bowl game, and they also have a championship game next week. It's going to be Georgia Tech.
Well, we are in Georgia Tech land, but I'm here to tell you, I see a lot of Georgia fans out here today, Soma. But let's go to Kelli. Kelli, who do you think is going to win today's game?
Now, I do agree with Soma. We are in Georgia Tech land, but I'm going to have to go with the Bulldogs on this one. Just for the fact that Georgia has beaten Georgia Tech 7 out of 8 games. So this is a huge rivalry, and those are excellent odds to be going up against Georgia Tech at this time. Even though Georgia Tech is at home, you always have the home court advantage, but I've definitely got to go with Georgia Bulldogs on this one. What about you, Hattie?
Well, you're right. It is a very, very close rivalry. Georgia Tech is having a phenomenal year. As someone said earlier, they're on their way to a few bowl games. Georgia is not doing as well this year. But when it comes down to this rivalry, there's only one game that separates them. So I know there is that home field advantage that we talked about as well. We're in Georgia Tech land. And I think those dogs are going to come down here and prove some stuff. So, you know, we got one Georgia, we got one Georgia Tech. I'm going to go with the other guy that says the tailgate's going to win the game. But we're going to just enjoy the game. I like Tech to win just because they are so strong. They're just having a phenomenal season. So we'll see what happens. All right, you're watching Ladies in the Locker Room. We'll be right back.
All right, we're back. We're live here at the Georgia Tech Georgia Tailgate Party. And behind me are the biggest Georgia and Georgia Tech fans you've ever seen. Go
What's that? Let the big dog eat.
This is the green old-fashioned hate. Love thy enemy.
That's right. Hey, the hell with Georgia.
Hell with them. The hell with Georgia.
Okay.
Them Jackets too bad.
All right, we're going to go enjoy the tailgate and the game. So good night from Ladies in the Locker Room.
This is Hattie. We're out here with Ladies in the Locker Room, the Georgia Tech game. As you can see, parking lot is wrapping up a little bit. Everybody's going inside the game. We've had an awesome time tailgating out here with Tom and his delicious food. This is Ladies in the Locker Room. Check us out next week. We'll be back with some NFL action.